Okay, gonna juice tomatoes today. I got these big old honking tomatoes at our farmer's market because, well, as I've said in multiple videos, my garden did no good this year. So with that, I remove the core out and then take out any bad spots, which, you know, I saw a yellow section there. I'll take it out because I don't want it in my juice. And then you can leave the skins and stuff on. It's perfectly fine because it will come out on when we juice it. So anyhow, just kind of cut these up in smaller pieces. That way they're easier because I'll heat them, which softens them, which then we'll run them into the juicer with. So I'm just going to cut all of these tomatoes. Do a pan load at a time. Don't put juice or nothing, no water. I mean, you can put a little bit of water in here, but I don't want to add a lot of water to my tomato juice. So I'll just kind of give them a little press, a little squeeze, whatever, to put juice in the bottom of it so that they don't scorch to the bottom of the pan. Because again, I want tomato juice, I don't want watered tomatoes. So, you're putting this at the bottom, and then as you cook it and soften it, you'll get more juice down there. But this just keeps it from scorching in there. But that's all I do is cut these pieces up small enough to run through the juicer. There we go. I'm going to do that until this pan is full until I run out of tomatoes. Okay, so as you can see, I've got some tomatoes in the pan, not too full because I want them to be able to heat through. And I'm just kind of mashing them here with this tater masher. And they'll heat up, they'll soften, and then they'll run through the squeeze-o-matic thingy easier. And then when I do that, they'll come from this point through the matic, the squeezer, and then they'll be juice. Now I have to use a different screen on my squeezer because, well, I broke this one. See, this is the screen where it would send the juice out but keep the seeds and stuff in. It's got small holes and stuff, but I broke this here off. I tried wiring it and everything, but I break them all off, so I had to use the bigger hold screen. So we'll see how it goes. It might be a bloody nightmare, we don't know. But for now, just heat these up through where they soften some. And then it'll just be like a assembly line with going through this, recruiting all the kids to help because, well, it takes forever for me to juice tomatoes by myself because it's a lot of steps, even though it's easy. So, and tomato juice is a water bath. And because of the acid level of the tomatoes, to water bath them, you have to add some citric acid. Whether it be like powdered form or crystal form, however you buy it in the store, or just use lemon juice. We just use lemon juice. It's way easier that way. Okay, now we ain't looking for these to boil or nothing. We're not cooking them per se. We're just looking for them to be softer. And I'll be able to feel that when I'm squishing them that they're softening up. And you can see it in the juicing. We're about there where they'll run through the squeeze-o-matic. When I say squeeze-o-matic, this is what I'm talking about. Squeeze-o strainer. Let's see. Ow, I just got thorned. Okay, anyhow, here we go. Whoop! Hold still. Camera. So, it's very old. A friend gave it to me. She probably used it forever and never broke it. Send it to my way. And I break the daggum thing because, well, we're harder on it. Anyhow, this is the thing we're using. The squeeze-o strainer. My dog is barking at the other dog. Okay, these are soft enough now. Now, some people cook it down and cook some of the water off of the juice, but I am not doing that. First off, I have too many to do and I don't have enough time in my life to get that done. And secondly, I am making just tomato juice. I'm not doing like stewed tomatoes or, paste or none of that there stuff, or sauce even. So I'm just gonna, it'll go from the juicer to the jar. So they're not gonna be super hot by the time I'm done, so I'm not heating jars or heating the canner up yet. But these will go and be dumped into the squeeze-o strainer. Okay, into the top they go. Very simple, self-explanatory mess here. Yep, just gonna let a lot of seeds out, like I figured. Okay, yep, lots of seeds. I'm going to do some straining. Anyhow, you can see how it works here. I'm going to see if I can't order replacement parts because this is not going to work very well. Out here pops the scraps, which is the skins and the seeds and stuff, and we do run that a second time, the pulp through a second time, because there still is a lot of juice left in that pulp. But for the most part, yeah, definitely a seedy, pulpy mess. We're gonna have to, I'll probably just pour it through the other strainer to do a final catch. She shot herself in the face. It's a lovely, messy, messy job. Anyhow, there you have it. Oop. Let's crank it, sister. Yeah, you're definitely going to need to clean that. Whoop, clean that up. Yeah, there it is. Juice and tomatoes. This part's done. Once we get enough to put in jars, we'll fill them up and put them in the canner. But for now, whoop, whoop. Oh, yep, my kids are wearing it. It's all over the table. It is a juicy, juicy mess. So with that, to finish getting all of it out, as you can see, having to then again manually strain it. So this tomato juicing business today is turning into a bit of a lot of extra work for me that I don't really particularly want to have time for. But here I am rocking it, crushing it, juicing it, whatever you want to call it. So let's see. Yeah, that's a good bit from that pan, but it's still very, very much annoying. But here we go, juicing away. This then will go into the pans, or to the jars, because it is ready, because, well, I strained it through the little chino thingy. Okay, so we're fixing to put the juice in the jars. And this here jar is, we're going to leave an inch of headspace. And what that means is how much room you leave at the top so that there's air in there to allow the jar to seal, so that it has a proper seal to it. So you start here at these rings and you follow them around and you go around and around and around, and down here is about a 1/2 inch. So we're going to come down here to this here ledge piece on it, and that'll be a 1 inch so of headspace for the jars. First thing we're going to do though is add lemon juice, as I was talked about earlier, for the citric acid to it. It's 2 teaspoons per quart jar, or tablespoons, 2 tablespoons per quart jar, 1 tablespoon per pint jar. And then we'll also do 1 teaspoon of salt.
Are you gonna let lemon juice down right there?
Yeah, Maya, this is the last tablespoon. 1, don't worry, got more.
Stop.
Okay, 2 tablespoons. And that's per quart. And then we're just going to keep going right down the line, and then I'll add salt. I like to add the salt after I add the juice though, so no reason why. It's just what I do. So for now, we're just going to put lemon juice in all the jars. Alright, next is add the juice to the jar. You can pour it, but as you've probably experienced, I'm a very messy pourer, so I will be ladling in. Use a measuring cup, whatever you want, but up to the 1 inch headspace in this jar like we talked. This is going to take me 48 years to do this job alone. Not fun. Even with a ladle, I made a mess. Anyhow, I'm going to fill it up to the 1 inch mark. Alright, so I got up to the 1 inch or so mark. 1 teaspoon of salt. This is sea salt. I ran out of pickling and canning salt. So, sea salt it is. You can use table salt, whatever you want. Sometimes table salt makes it cloudy. But guess what? This isn't a clear liquid, so you're not even going to know. But it does not hurt it. So, anyhow. Next step is to wipe your rim. You want to wipe the rim. Make sure, like here I got crunchy salts on it. You do not want that. It will keep it from sealing. So wipe your rim up really, really well. And then you got to get your flats or your lids, whatever you want to call them there. It's a regular mouth jar. I'll get a regular mouth lid. Okay, here you see, regular mouth lid. It'll go right into, fit right on. The rubber here is what allows it to seal. Put it on there, and you got your ring or your band, whatever you want to call it. And it goes on finger tight just right. I tend to do a little overkill with that. But there you have it. It's sealed up, ready to go in the canner. Okay, so I set it on the rack in the canner because you don't put anything directly on the bottom of the pan because it will cause it to shatter. So I'm going to fill the canner up. It'll hold 7 jars. And then we'll drop it down in here and then we'll take her from there. But for now, that's where we're at. We're going to fill up these jars slowly but surely. Alright, so I got the jars in the canner there. They're all lemon juice, salted up, and everything like that. Drop them down into the water. The water needs to be over top the lids, which you can see they are. Now once it gets to a full rolling boil, it's 40 minutes for juice. So we're already pretty close here. I'm going to put the lid on it, and then in 40 minutes time is when it will be ready to go. Well, maybe like 45. We'll get it a few more minutes just in case. But, yep, we'll take them out of here in about 45 minutes. Alright, this is your jar lifter. This part here is your handle. It's plastic. It spins. It's not grippy. This end down here is the part that grips the jars to actually pick them up by the rims of them. So, anyhow, that's the jar lifter for when we go get the jars out of the canner. Okay, timer went off, so let's turn off the stove. Open the lid away from you. Get the jar lifter like I showed you here. Reach in, pull it out. Oh, that's got a lot of water in it. I'm gonna get them set down over here. Okay. I got them all out here now, and we just leave some space in between each of the jars here so that they've got room for adequate cooling so that they'll cool and seal. We just got to wait on the pop, which I think I just heard. So that's it. That is tomato juice. I'm thinking maybe that variety of tomatoes needed boiled down for some after all because there is a lot of water in them. But before I use it, we'll just shake it. But this is pure tomato juice with the citric acid added, so the lemon juice and some salt. But that's it.